Hello everyone, my name is Satvik and I was a graduate student at Human Computer Interaction Lab at University of California, Merced. I'm going to present my work with Professor Ahmed Arif, titled Woodpecker, a secret backup device tap rhythms to authenticate mobile users. The term usable security consists of two parts, usability and security. Usability meaning a system should be designed for easy and correct use, and it should be easily maintained to adapt to a different or a new requirement of user. Security meaning system should be protected from attack, making it unavailable to legitimate users. It should be protected from unauthorized manipulation by using techniques such as cryptographic hashing, digital signature, and it should be protected from unauthorized access, which can be achieved by encrypting data, user authentication, or by enhancing privacy. Usable security community has focused on investigating different user-centric attacks on mobile phones. Some of the examples are shoulder surfing, where the attacker attempts to obtain users' personal information and other confidential details by looking over the shoulder. Smudge attack, where attacker use the oily residues left on the touchscreen devices to discover pins or passwords. And thermal attack. In this type of attack, heat traces are transported from user's hand to the touchscreen during authentication. These traces fade away slowly, allowing thermal cameras to perceive which part of the display have been touched. Let's talk about security today. Securing mobile devices is important as they acquire sensitive information over time and often have access to wireless services and organizational networks. In spite of that, many mobile users do not use user authentication method to secure their devices since they find it to be inconvenient. Those that use user authentication method do not always pick a strong password or update their passwords regularly, which reduces the effectiveness of the method. The core objective of user authentication is to protect these information and mobile system from unauthorized users. Variety of approaches have been proposed by the researchers to tackle such problems. Woodpecker. Woodpecker is a novel, playful, user-friendly, yet secure user authentication method that enables users to tap secret rhythms on the back of mobile devices to authenticate themselves. It is inspired by an age-old concept of secret knock, a knock sequence to allow access only to those who know the correct knock. With this method of authentication, user first select a tap rhythm as their password, then repeats it to unlock mobile devices. Woodpeckers account not only for tap sequences, but also tap frequencies and intensities, which enable user to tap their favorite tunes as the password, and it does not use any additional hardware. Woodpecker requires users to select tap rhythm as their password by performing it three times on the back of device. The system then performs FFT and DTW to calculate mean square error and minimum distance between the rhythms, respectively. The system also records total number of peaks calculated by performing continuous wavelet transform on the accelerometer. MSE of 0 and MD of 0 implies that two compared rhythms are identical. A smart device is considered for the development of this system as motion and orientation sensors are easily available on a smart device. This system can be used on various devices such as smartphone or a tablet, but as a proof of concept implementation, we used Android smartphone. To make the system device friendly, a web application is developed that uses HTML5, CSS on the front end, and JavaScript and Python on the back end to handle server-side operations. As the implementation was done in development environment, it is tested over localhost. Mozilla Firefox browser is used as a client to run the web application because other available browser does not allow the sensors to be used when application is in development environment. When a user performs tap rhythm, the system counts the total number of peaks in the rhythm, then compares it with the sample rhythm to calculate MSE and MD values. The user is authenticated when the number of peak matches and the MSE and MD values are above the threshold calculated for the users. using 3 sample records during the password selection process. Throughout the studies, we used Motorola G5 Plus smartphone running on Android OS 7.0. A client-server model was used to record and process accelerometer and microphone data. The client was a custom web application that was developed with HTML5 and JavaScript. It records and sends a file in wave audio format and an integer of array acceleration data to a server running on a MacBook Pro running on Mac OS Mojave. We conducted a first pilot study to investigate if microphone, accelerometer, and gyroscope data are sufficiently reliable to detect and compare back-of-device tap sequence, frequencies, and intensity. The study collected microphone data from 4 conditions: 1. A quiet room, 2. A crowded room, 3. Quiet outdoors, and 4. Noisy outdoors, and collected accelerometer and gyroscope data from 2 conditions. First, a seated position, and 2. While walking. During the pilot study, 5 participants aged from 22 to 29 years were instructed to hold the device in upright position and tap of the back of device 10 times in approximately 1 second interval. Each participant performed this pattern 10 times per condition, resulting 300 patterns in total. The first pilot study revealed that gyroscope data is too noisy to detect and compare tap patterns. Microphone and accelerometer data are mostly reliable but fail in some settings, even when the noise reduction methods are applied. Hence, we decided to exclude gyroscope and use both microphone and accelerometer data to support wider range of settings. The purpose of this pilot study was to investigate if user can maintain a steady frequency and intensity for self-selected tap patterns, and to determine an effective method for comparing the patterns. 15 participants voluntarily took part in this study. Their age ranged from 23 to 34 years. 5 of them were female and 10 were male. They had on average of 6.4 years of experience with touch-based devices. 14 of them were right-handed and 1 was ambidextrous. The pilot study was conducted in moderately quiet office room. Upon arrival, we explained the study process to all the participants. In the study, participants were asked to hold the device in their preferred hand in any orientation, then tap a rhythm of their choice on the back of device for 6 times, making it 90 patterns in total. The app automatically recorded and analyzed microphone and accelerometer data. All participants chose to hold the device in portrait position with the right hand and perform the taps using index finger of the same hand. Similar to the first pilot study, participants were having difficulty in maintaining steady frequency and intensity. We observed a high variability in patterns. On average, there were 6.93 peaks per rhythm with an average duration of 4.96 seconds per peak. The average maximum and minimum peaks were 6871.90 dB and negative of 7411.14 dB respectively. This indicates a high variability in both rhythm frequency and intensity. FFT and DTW scores also corroborate this. The average FFT and DTW scores were 111.25 and 826.125 respectively. This suggests the comparing tap rhythm using either FFT or DTW alone could yield misleading results, since users tend to vary intensity and frequency when performing the same rhythm. We conducted an empirical study to evaluate Woodpecker in terms of reliability, usability, and security. A shoulder surfing threat model was used to test security of the system. The study follows within subject design. The study used same device and the custom app as the pilot studies, but unlike the pilot, the app displays a message on the screen indicating whether an authentication attempt was successful or not. 12 participants voluntarily took part in the study. Their age ranged from 21 to 35 years. 3 of them were female and 9 were male. They all were frequent smartphone users. The study was conducted in a quiet room. Upon arrival, we demonstrated Woodpecker and explained the study process to all the participants. We randomly paired participants for one of them to play the role of user and another the role of an attacker. The user was instructed to pick a tap rhythm as her password. We then asked her to unlock the device 5 times by performing her rhythm password. The app recorded all the successful and unsuccessful attempts. The attacker, on the other hand, was instructed to observe the authentication process. We then instructed the attacker to crack the pattern in 5 attempts. Each participant went through this process for 3 times, then switched the roles, in meaning participant that played the role of user become attacker and vice versa. All the participants chose to hold the device in portrait position with their right hand and perform the taps using the index finger of the same hand. One participant also used middle finger to perform some taps. Some of the participants occasionally held the device with 2 hands for added support. Most participants perform the taps at the center of device while one perform on the top right corner. On average, tap rhythm passwords were composed of 4.1 taps. The average maximum and minimum intensity of peaks were 10,532.96 decibel and negative of 9,749.26 decibel respectively. The average duration of peaks was 2.70 seconds. Table presents the total number of successful and failed authentication attempts per participant, and the graph illustrates receiver operating curve that plots true positive rate against false positive rate. Woodpecker yielded a moderate accuracy of 70%. On average, 11 out of 15 valid attempts were successful in authenticating the users. However, Woodpecker yielded a relatively low attack rate of 17%. On average, only 2.5 out of 15 attacks were successful in cracking the password. Upon completion of the user study, participants took part in a semi-structured interview that asked them about tap rhythm selections. Most participants responded that they picked their favorite song or tunes. The remaining participants picked rhythms that are easy to remember or easy to perform. Most participants responded that performing on backup device rhythm did not cause any cognitive or physical stress. However, some participants reported slight cognitive and physical stress for extensive use. Most participants wanted to use Woodpecker on their mobile device, while one was undecided about it. One participant responded, "Yes, I will use Woodpecker because it is secure." Likewise, another responded, "Yes, because it is convenient and leaves no smudge on the touchscreen." When inquired about their experience as shoulder surfer, most participants responded that it was very difficult. One participant responded, "It was difficult because finger movements and backside of the phone was not visible." Likewise, another participant responded, "It will be very difficult to crack the password in open environment." In conclusion, Woodpecker is a playful mobile user authentication method that enables users to select backup device tap rhythm as their password. It uses the built-in microphone and accelerometer of an off-the-shelf smartphone. We conducted a user study to evaluate reliability, usability, and security of the method, where it yielded 70% accuracy rate and 17% successful attack rate in an ideal shoulder surfing scenario. Most participants found the method easy to use and more secure than traditional digit and pattern lock methods and wanted to keep using it on their mobile devices. The contribution of this work is twofold. First, it demonstrated that secret backup device tab rhythms can be used to authenticate mobile users, potentially increasing usability and security. Second, based on the findings of study, the work discussed design considerations and the challenges that remains in the area, which may inspire researchers to design and develop more effective and secure user authentication methods. Thank you all for your time. I'm happy to take any questions you may have. Also, feel free to ask us questions or comment on our work via our social media channels.